everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope, Louisville's original live TV sports talk show. Our number 964-2121, the Goomer & Company Buzz line. Give us a call tonight. I'm your host, Greg Brom, and I'm joined by our original co-host, Chip Cosby's back with me tonight. Chip, now the host of CN2 Sports, airs every weekday, 6:30 and 10:30 on demand, channel 103. And Chip, it's a great show. Thanks for having me on there last week. You really get a lot of stuff in your half-hour show.
Yeah, we got a lot of people working hard back at the station, putting all those highlights together. We still got to work out some kinks, but so far so good. And it was great having you back in the studio, in the studio together. It just flowed like old times.
Old times, man. We're going to do it again tonight. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about Louisville and Kentucky basketball. But first, I want to start off. And it's getting close to that time of year, a little bracketology. And the NCAA every year puts on a mock selection committee with the media. And the media members get to go up there and go through the process. And they spit out this week a bracket. Now, it doesn't take into account losses over the weekend. So some of these things may change. But what we're going to do is we're going to break down and fill out the brackets, pick an Elite Eight, a Final Four, and a champion from the brackets that the media came up with at the NCAA mock selection. But the interesting thing right off the bat, Chip, we got that graphic of Kentucky as the #1 overall seed, but look who's the #4 in their bracket, Louisville, which could present a possible Sweet 16 matchup. And actually, Kentucky in the Southeast region, that would be in their home away from home Atlanta. They play at Louisville the first couple of rounds. Then they would play in Atlanta, where they've won a gazillion SEC tournaments. But you know what, that bracket there, Wisconsin's in that bracket, North Carolina's down at the bottom of it. I don't know if Kentucky, if that's really that favorable to have to play a rival and maybe a North Carolina later on. Yeah,
I don't think, while the fans, I think it would be a frenzy. I mean, it would be at a fever pitch. I mean, they'd pack that dome. I don't know if Cal or Rick would really want that. I mean, Cal doesn't want to deal with, I think he probably thinks, we're the best team in the country. We back down from no one. But the pressure, of having to face Louisville, all the media hype, I think you'd rather see another team there.
Yeah, I tell you what, and from what we've seen from that rivalry since Cal's been back, it's all about emotion, and it's not a very clean game. It's an ugly game a lot of times, and you don't play your best basketball. So I don't think they would want to see that matchup. Indiana and Murray actually were in the same bracket as well, as Indiana would be set to face Denver in the first round, and Murray versus UConn, and UConn may be on their way out as well. But Indiana got a 3 in this bracket. They lost today to Iowa. I don't think Indiana's getting near a 3.
No, I think there'll probably be a 4, more a 5, maybe a 4, depending on how they finish up. But I think that you look at that bracket. That's a tough bracket for Indiana to me because Vandy. I think Vandy's playing well, coming along at the right time. A preseason top 10 team. That I could see that being a problematic matchup for IU in that second game.
Yeah, and Murray, you look at what they'd have to do, beat Connecticut and then maybe beat Duke. You talk about 2 tough opening round games for Murray getting back into the NCAA tournament. I went ahead and filled out a bracket. Chip, you filled out one. Let's go over my picks for the Elite Eight based on the NCAA media mock brackets. My Elite Eight, Kentucky and Baylor. I had North Carolina going down. I had them getting upset somewhere along the way. I think New Mexico, I had beating them, actually. And Baylor, Kentucky, Ohio State, Kansas, Wichita State. Sometimes that bracket, you start filling it out, it just takes on a life of its own, and somebody moves on maybe further than you might think. But Wichita State's had a good year. Florida State, Michigan State. What do you have for your Elite Eight?
Well, I've got UK, I've got North Carolina. I think they'll get out of that bracket. I'm not a big believer in Baylor. And then I've got Kansas, and my surprise Elite Eight team is Florida. I really like the way they're playing right now. I'm not as sold on Ohio State. They've had a couple of losses here lately that concern me. I like Florida and Kansas. And then going on the other side, I've got Syracuse and I've got Vandy. Yeah. And going back to that, I really like.
Playing better.
They're a veteran team. They've got shooters. They've got they got a big man in Azili. They've got Syracuse and Vandy, and then you always got to pick one surprise. One my VCU, my Butler for this year, Harvard. I'm buying into the Lynn.
Jeremy Lin.
The Jeremy Lin karma. I think Harvard's gonna. I can see them, upsetting Missouri, upsetting Michigan, getting to the Elite Eight against Michigan State. But that's where that run ends.
All right, my Final Four was Kentucky, Ohio State, Kentucky versus Ohio State, and my Harvard is Wichita State. Final Four versus Michigan State, and I have heartbreak for Kentucky fans. I'm sorry. Cal gets oh so close again in my bracket. Championship, Michigan State and Tom Izzo over Kentucky in the championship game.
It's funny. I've got my Final Four is UK. I've got Florida beating Kansas, so you got UK and Florida on one side, and then I've got Syracuse and Mississippi State. Michigan State, and then I've got UK and Michigan State in the finals. But I think Cal. I'm just going with Cal. They're the best team. I think this is the year the best team wins. I've got UK beating Michigan State in the championship.
All right, give us a call, 964-2121. If you have any comments on our brackets, our selection, or if you've seen the media mock bracketology and you had some comments or some thoughts about it, who you think is going to get there in New Orleans in the Final Four, give us a call. I had Louisville going out versus Kentucky in the Sweet 16, Chip. But in a nail-biter this time. A close, really hard-fought, maybe buzzer-beater, Kentucky beating Louisville. Is that where you had them going out?
Yeah, because I like their bracket up to that point. Davidson, I think they can handle them. And Wisconsin, tough defensive team, but I think Louisville's, quickness and athleticism, I think they can take care of them. And I'm with you. I think it'll be a tough game. Louisville find a way to make it hard on Kentucky, but in the end, I think their talent will win out.
I had IU losing to Vandy because I think Vandy has come on strong, and I had Murray actually beating UConn. I had him losing to Duke. Did you have him advancing any further?
No, I had him losing to Duke, and UConn. I think they would handle UConn. The UConn team that I've seen just looks disinterested, disengaged. Murray will come in fired up. I think they can deal with UConn, but Duke, I think they could play them tough. But Duke just always finds a way to win those kind of games, I think. All
right, we want to hear from you. When we come back, we're going to break down Louisville's win yesterday over DePaul in overtime, Kentucky's victory at home versus Ole Miss, talk about Murray State with maybe one of the biggest wins they've ever had at home, ESPN, Dick Vitale in town, big game for the Murray Racers. We'll talk about that when we come back. The Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Goomer & Company Jewelry is proud to celebrate our 40th anniversary.
Hello, I'm Bruce Goomer, founder and owner of Goomer & Company. This is a family business, and we'd like to thank you for choosing Goomer & Company. My family and I look forward to being your jewelry store for years to come.
For over 40 years, we've been the largest gold, silver, and diamond dealer in the area.
Come see us on Hurstburn Parkway or visit goomerjewelry.com and experience the Goomer difference.
Hi, I'm Jim Weeks. At MaxCare, no project is too big. We have the capabilities to handle the smallest residential project to the largest commercial undertaking. We even clean big houses like this one. And everyone has been abuzz about our amazing 4 areas for $99 special. We want to let everyone know that MaxCare also cleans upholstery, ceramic tile, and air ducts. We also install and refinish hardwood floors dust-free. MaxCare, locally owned and family operated. Give us a call, 636-4629.
Small in size takes the prize. Rally's new flavor-loaded boxes with new fish bites, crispy and delicious wild-caught Alaskan fish, or chicken bites, juicy white meat chicken in poppable bites. Top off the box with seasoned fries. Your choice, fish or chicken, just $2. Set your sights on bites. Only at Rally's. Feast on.
Try Rally's classic wings in 5 kickin' flavors.
welcome back to the iTech Studios. This segment brought to you by LouisvilleBigDeals.com. For half price on anything, visit LouisvilleBigDeals.com. Greg Brom along with Chip Cosby from CN2 Sports. Watch him every weeknight, 6:30 and 10:30, on-demand channel 103, and then listen to me and our show on the afternoon sports buzz, 1450 WQKC, 5 to 6 every weekday. Matt Hobbs and myself, Trevor Kelsey, Rob Jones, Handsome Jimmy, John Lewis. The crew is on from 5 to 6 on 1450. We've got some callers with us. We've been going over the mock media bracket for the NCAA tournament, and Chip and I made our selections. Troy, what'd you think?
It looks pretty good, Greg. I like y'all's bracketology talk. I'm really enjoying it. I don't mean to change the subject, buddy, but I'm from Bardstown, and congratulations on your hire at the new high school. I wish you the best of luck. I'm a big U of L fan. I've watched James Brewer succeed out here, and it's really great for our community, and God bless you, brother.
Troy, I really appreciate it. I am excited about that opportunity, Chip.
It's a new school. I mean, yeah, you start from scratch, and it sounds like it's an exciting opportunity. Man.
Absolutely.
You get to build it from the ground up.
From the ground up, and that did intrigue me. And there's a lot of energy about the opportunities with the new school, and you kind of have a clean slate to make of it what you can and what you want, and it's all based on your imagination. So that's exciting. Thanks, Troy. I appreciate the phone call. Let's go to Brandon.
What's going on, Greg, man? Hey, I got a couple qualms with your bracket, man. What's up? You don't have any love for the Big 12? What's up with the Big 10 bias, man? I got UK too, but what do you think about Baylor and Kansas? They might, be a sleeper or something. And then plus, tell Chip Cosby, man, Chip, man, I love that shirt, dog.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Chip brings it. He brings it every time he's on. You know what? The Big 12. I had Kansas and Baylor losing in the Elite Eight, but Missouri, I didn't give any love to Missouri. I didn't have any confidence they can make a run that far, and I don't think you did as well.
No, I like Kansas. I really do. I like Kansas. Baylor scares me. I just don't think they're talented, but they're not tough enough. Missouri, I like them. I think they're a good team. Their lack of size, I think they can get into a matchup with a team that's got some size. They don't have much depth. I just don't know if they're built for a tournament run, but it wouldn't surprise. Clearly, the Big 10 the Big 12 at the top has been the best conference because they've got 3 legitimate top 10, top 15 teams.
I tell you what, in the bracket as well, Kansas State actually would probably be UK's second round opponent, so they might have to go through a Big 12 team early on based on this bracket. Before we get to Rick, who's on the line, let's talk about the games yesterday a little bit. Louisville, I think this past week, showed us 2 things that we probably knew about them. One is they can play with anybody in the country, as we saw versus Syracuse. Another is they can lose to anybody in the country, as we saw the first half versus DePaul, but they have grown as a team to the point that they were able to make that comeback and gut it out in overtime.
Yeah, the first half, we saw the Jekyll and Hyde come out again. The first half, it had some Providence flashbacks. I mean, getting run up and down by a below average Big East team. But we saw in the second half that this team, once they get rolling, the thing about DePaul, they play that up and down. That plays right into Louisville's hands. I figured even though DePaul was up, if they keep running up and down the floor, Louisville would eventually start hitting shots and getting some stops. Made it harder than it probably needed to be, though.
I tell you what, when Louisville does play up and down, I think they play better. I know they've been in a lot of low-scoring games this year, Syracuse game Monday night, but I think they look much more comfortable hitting 12 threes like they did Saturday, with Kyle getting 25 and Chris and Russ being able to create a little bit. But they tend to get in some slow-down matchups and some ugly ball as well. Which one do you think they play better at, the fast pace or the slow pace?
Oh, the fast pace without a doubt, because it gives guys like Russ, Kyle Keurig can get more opportunities in transition. Russ is a factor in the game. And I just think that they're not a great half-court team. I mean, they're just not. I mean, Siva, when he gets in the open court, and you see Russ. This is Russ. I mean, that's Russ at his finest. And I think they're but it's a dilemma because you don't want to go away from Behannon and Jing, but sometimes I think they look better when they go small.
Yeah. Keurig actually scores much better from the 4. It's a mismatch, it seems like, with whoever's guarding him is not able to keep up with him on the perimeter. When he's at the 4, he scores more points. Yeah. I mean, it's much better for Kyle. Let's go to Rick, who's been holding. Rick, you're up.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, doing good.
What my question is I know you guys are talking about the brackets and whatnot, but I'm a diehard Louisville fan, but I just don't see us getting out of the first gate. Reason being is because this team goes 7, 8, 10-minute droughts. You can't do that in the big dance. You're gonna dig yourself in a hole and not get out. It can't be like, okay, we'll dig ourselves in a hole today and then we'll come back next week. Once you're in the big dance, that's it. It's over. And Siva is killing me. He's giving me gray hairs. It's bad as a Card fan when you are glad to see this kid on the bench because of the bonehead plays that he makes, like at Notre Dame, as he did at Syracuse the other night. You know, he just doesn't have a good basketball IQ, I don't think. And
it's going to be a nervous first game. I promise you that, Chip. 2 straight first-round losses. This team's capable of losing the first round game.
It's all going to come down to matchups. You know, looking at this bracket, I don't think Davidson would present a problem for him. But it's just like last year. They got the worst possible matchup in Morehead State. I'm looking at the bracket like a 13, like, you know, Iona. Let's say they get, you know, or Iona's a 12. Let's say they're a 5. It's a 5-12 with Iona. Iona's got dangerous guards, experienced team. That could be a problem. It's all going to depend. I think Louisville's going to be a 4 or a 5. If they get matched up with the wrong 12 or 13, sure, they could go out early. But if they get a team they can match up, this bracket, Davidson and Wisconsin, they'd be fine. But another one, you know, they might have trouble.
Louisville is such a mystery. I mean, they could go out the first round. They could go to the Final Four. I mean, you could see a run like that happening. They're Elite 8. I think quality of team, they're an Elite 8 quality team. But they could definitely lose in the first round. Hey, Kentucky, Chip, let's touch on Kentucky. They were challenged yesterday. First half, Ole Miss played physical, got Davis in foul trouble. But Kentucky, even when they maybe don't play their best, they win by 15 points. I want to ask you this. What did you learn? Did you learn anything about Kentucky yesterday?
Not really. I just learned, well, that was a nice dunk there.
Terrence Jones just dropped about 10 spots in the draft.
Yeah, I just got posterized.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know, I don't think that game. I didn't learn a whole lot. I think you know, they knew they were playing an inferior team, didn't play their best, still won going away. I still want to see this team. I'm anxious to see how they go down to Gainesville and respond. That's going to be my litmus test. But you know, they took care of business. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done.
Yeah, Darius Miller made his own poster as well in the game. Too. Great dunk as well. Big question, and I think now you're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We've been talking, will Kentucky lose a game? Will they lose a game? My question is, should they lose a game? Is it better to lose a game? Are they more vulnerable for an upset in the tournament if they're playing in the tournament with a 25-game winning streak, let's say? Or do they want to get that loss out of their system here in the regular season so that they kind of can regroup and take the pressure off some for the tournament run?
I don't think they have to have a loss. I think if they go in the tournament on a big winning streak, they're still so talented that they could still make a run and win it. But I don't think it would hurt. You know, I think they probably need to see that they can lose. You know, their only loss was the Indiana game on the last-second shot. I think in their minds, they're probably like, we're better than Indiana. That was a fluke. So I think if let's say they go down to Florida and get beat in the last regular season game, I think it won't hurt them. I mean, I think maybe they need to see, hey, we can get beat, and maybe that'll refocus them going into the tournament.
All right, we'll hear from Kentucky fans. Give us a call, 964-2121. Would you feel better if you saw Kentucky lose before the end of the regular season? Give us a call. Sunday Sports Buzz, presented by Sam Swope.
I wish I had a decent truck with my kind of credit.
I'm Jeannie Jules, and there are no rules at Jim Brown Auto Sales if your credit isn't right. We've got cars to suit your needs and prices to delight. So you don't need 3 wishes, you'll soon see, because at Jim Brown Auto Sales, we make wishes reality. I'm Julie Brown, and my daddy has over 150 ways to make your wishes come true. Who's your daddy? 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 Daddy?
Goomer & Company Jewelry is proud to celebrate our 40th anniversary.
Hello, I'm Bruce Goomer, founder and owner of Goomer & Company. This is a family business, and we'd like to thank you for choosing Goomer & Company. My family and I look forward to being your jewelry store for years to come.
For over 40 years, we've been the largest gold, silver, and diamond dealer in the area.
Come see us on Hurstburn Parkway, or visit goomerjewelry.com and experience the Goomer difference.
Pimp out your ride at Smart Shoppers, 4200 Produce Road. That's Smart Shoppers, 4200 Produce Road to pimp out your ride. They are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They are the largest car audio dealer in the city of Louisville. No better place for paint or body work in the city than Smart Shoppers. You need rims, stereos, amps, paint, anything you need. Call 964-6652 or go to smartshoppers.com. That's Smart Shoppers, 964-6652.
Hi, Joe here for Joe's OK Bayou. A lot has changed since we opened the doors here 15 years ago.
Gas was around $1 per gallon. Blue Story was a craze.
Long hair was in, and I was single. But one thing that hasn't changed here at Joe's is the exceptional value and great service you get each and every day. Stop in for the all-you-can-eat lunch special, nightly $3 off dinner specials, a great happy hour, even $1.99 kids meals every Sunday. There's a reason why we've had the best Cajun in town for the past 15 years. Who says change is good? Joe's OK Bayou. It's OK by me.
Keep your eye on 21 for the latest news and weather information from the local team that is working for you. Weekdays at 1 p.m. you can see Wave 3 News midday on Channel 21. Get the breaking news happening right now in our community and around the world. Plus the most accurate forecast from Kentuckiana's favorite weather team. Catch the day's news and weather at a time that's right for you. Wave 3 News midday, weekdays at 1 p.m. One more reason to keep your eye on 21.
Welcome back to the iTech Studios. Greg Brom with Chip Cosby. Feels like old times. We're back together, and we're glad you're with us. 964-2121, our number. Hey, we put together an all-Kentuckiana team for college basketball. Did it during the radio show this week, Chip, and I've changed it a little bit for the TV show tonight. This is like an all-American team, but just of players from Kentucky, IU, Louisville, and Indiana for this season, their performance this season. I saw Kanan Saturday night, so he shot up my list, Isaiah Kanan. First team, Davison Kidd-Gilchrist from UK. This is my list. Gorgie Zhang, I think, from Louisville has deserved a first-team slot. Cody Zeller from Indiana, Isaiah Kanan from Murray. You go to the second team, I got Lamb and Jones from UK, Watford from Indiana. I like Russ Smith, man. I think he's really made an impact and a lot of times carried Louisville. And I threw Couric in there for Louisville as well. Do you have, what would you change?
It looks good to me, but I would even take the Russ Smith love a little further. I might even replace him with Jang. On the first team. I
said that on the radio show, and I just got crushed. I thought Russ had a great year.
Think how many games, how many games he's won for them. Just where his offense, his instant offense off the bench made all the difference.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And with overtime.
I think Russ, if I had to pick an MVP of this team right now, I think I'd pick Russ Smith.
All right, we've got a lot of callers with us. Thomas. Thomas, you're up first.
I am a true blue Wildcat fan.
All right, man.
So winning it all? They're gonna cut down the nets in April, man.
Oh man, we going all the way, baby.
Do you want to see them lose? Do you think it's better to lose one?
I want to see them go all the way.
Okay. I hear you, Thomas. Thanks for calling. Oliver, you're up. Oh yeah, we have to. Oliver will be with us shortly. Wondering if Kentucky fans, they secretly might want them to lose.
I don't know. Kentucky fans never want to lose. They wish they could go back and change that Indiana game. I don't think under any scenario any diehard Kentucky fan wants to lose or thinks we need to lose.
All right, Oliver, you're up next.
Okay, I'm up next.
Yes, right now, actually.
I just want to talk about Louisville basketball and the problems that they have. I think you should start Russ Smith and put Steve on the bench. Because where Louisville's having problems is Steve is not a point guard. He cannot break you down off the dribble. He cannot hit a consistent jump shot. They don't have to respect that. So they play back on everybody else. And that's where Louisville's having problems. If you look through Louisville's history, they've always had a solid point guard. Always.
I'll tell you what, Oliver, thanks for calling. I don't know if they've always been point guard oriented. It's kind of been two athletic guards in the Denny days.
Yeah,
for sure.
and that's one of Rick's, he hadn't really been able to get a true point guard since he's been at Louisville. I think Steve, he's got his flaws, but he can break down the defense. And people talk about Louisville's problems, but they've won 7 of their last 8. And the one loss was a 1-point loss to the #2 team in the country. They're not playing flawless, but I don't see what all the fuss is about. I mean,
I tell you what gets us Louisville fans about Siva is he doesn't do a lot of steady point guard stuff. Steady point guard.
He makes bad decisions.
Bad decisions. He makes bad turnovers. He makes silly fouls. He's done it over and over again. And when he's great, but then when he gets out of control, the train comes completely off the tracks. And, you know, Louisville fans are thinking in that tournament, that's going to hurt you somewhere along the line. Hey, Handsome.
Hey, Greg, Chip, how you doing? Greg, congratulations on your job. And
thank you.
Chip, always good to see you there, buddy.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, Handsome. How you been, man?
How you doing, my man?
Just busy, man. Trying to get it done.
You're doing a hell of a job, Chip.
Appreciate it.
You know, Chip and Greg, I mean, of course, I'm a Peyton guy. I want Peyton in there. I'm real comfortable when Peyton's got the ball. Yeah, does he make some bad decisions? But he's got the ball in his hand all the time. He's going to make some bad decisions. You know, and I'm like you, Chip and Greg. I love Russ Smith. You got to put him on the first team. But you know, Greg is a former player. How'd you love the crowd yesterday? You got what, 7,000 U of L screaming fans up there. That team up the road ain't the only team that travels. You know, and I would love to see them get knocked out in the Yum Center in the first round. Go, baby. I love y'all so.
Yeah, it ain't happening, Jimmy. I hate to tell you, man. I think they're going to get out of the Yum with 2 pretty easy victories. You never know, though.
But Louisville fans, hey, anybody that was at the Elite 8 game versus Michigan State knows how Louisville fans travel up there at the Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah.
They're good. Kentucky's a different animal maybe in some ways, but Louisville fans, impressive showing at DePaul yesterday. I think close to 7,000 fans went up to Chicago for that game. But thanks, Hanson, for calling. Brian, you're up on the Sunday Sports Buzz.
Hey, Greg and Chip. How y'all doing, man?
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Hey, I just was wondering if you guys might know, you know, Cats are like, 26-1 now. How many teams have actually won a championship with just one loss?
That's a good question. That's a trivia question. I know the 96 team had 2.
Most teams, usually, if you lose 1, a lot of times you lose 2. You know,
I don't remember the last team.
It might go all the way back to the UCLA teams that were going undefeated, maybe one with 1 loss a month.
That's a good point. I haven't heard that brought up. That's a good point. I have to look that up. I don't remember the last 1-loss team. I know there's been a couple 2-loss teams, but
generally I think, man, if they go into that tournament and haven't lost another game, that they're going to be like a balloon that you've blown up so big that it just takes a little prick and all the air pops. Yeah. I mean, I'd almost want to let some of that air out with a loss to Florida, maybe.
So was Murray better off losing the game, you know, than going into the tournament unbeaten then?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think they were better off. How about Murray? Who were bigger rock stars in Kentucky yesterday? Van Halen or Dick Vitale?
Oh, Dickie V, man. I know he got a lot of love in Murray. They were so excited just to have him.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.